Saw hammer time.
Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another DocSpicer10 YouTube video. It's a bit late on the night, so this is going to be like a few step video thing. I don't know how it's going to work. So this is, I think it is, I'm not sure what day it is. It is the 18th of August. I've had a bit of a problem with the TARDIS. Huge updates though, huge. So here it is so far. This is a piece that's actually screwed down now. So to remove it, all I need to do is unscrew this and then I can just free that off. I'm going to do the same principle all the way around. But unfortunately, it's too late for me to do any more cutting. So the wood's in there ready to be cut. I just need to obviously do the same here and around there. Now, I didn't realise this because I thought, oh, I could just get away with doing it because there's a gap there. And me thinking, you know, I could just get away with just doing it so it'll just go in there. But the thing is, this will be too high, so I've obviously raised it. But now it's leaving a weird part of the, you know. But I'll be able to hide that because technically it does have a steep thing going all the way around. So with the hot glue at some point in the future, I can just go with something there. I've got to raise this up a little bit so it's not as down, but yeah. The time rotor fell off as I was working on the rim. It's all fixed up now. I just need to rewire it. But I need to sort it out anyways well, the D-mat's fine. It's just the main lights, because when I get some strip lights, I'm thinking of using them inside there alongside the white LEDs. So therefore, I can have the mains with the time rotor turned on, and I can just have a battery pack for the time rotor. But yeah, so here it is so far. I've had to move this a little bit, so when this goes on like that, it's a little bit sloped down here. So I'm gonna have to readjust that end piece there. But it's just holding it in shape for now until I can resort it. I mean, I could do it now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait until tomorrow to get the rest of the blocks cut ready. And then I've got to do a piece here as a filler. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath the console. And basically what you see on the top is going on the bottom. But I'm only going to do it like that pretty much. Just so I've got somewhere to, you know, do the curve it with. And then with some of that board I've got, I'm going to probably soak it a little bit so I can flex it and then let it dry out. Then once it's dried out, I can pack it up with something and it'll just slot on there. Give me a minute. So yeah, so I can just slot it in, and then when it comes to moving the TARDIS, I can just take it off, unscrew, you know, these tops off maybe, or these, and I can just lift them off. It would be better if I did it at the base, and then I'll be able to unscrew these all the way around. So yeah, as you notice, I've got these up to represent the slant section on the console. Test a piece. Anyway, so here it is. So if I did that, it's going to make it like an overhang, make it like the TARDIS. But yeah, I need to sort this out. I don't know what I'm going to use for there, but there is a compass on the TARDIS. It goes like that, to be honest. It goes like that. There's a compass on the TARDIS, so I'm going to pretend that's the compass. Switchboard here, disky thing there. Your helm regulators, helm regulator, D-mat lever. Wheel spacer here, and I think there's one here as well. Trim phone over there. Time rotor in the middle. I've still got to do the wiring up for that and stuff. But yeah. So I can't really do now else until tomorrow. But it's got the shape of the console It's looking slanted on that side because I didn't really. I'm gonna re-angle that so it's a bit higher, and obviously more in line with the rib section. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So yeah, and then once it's all done, I'm gonna put supports in underneath to keep the stability, and then the timer can just be placed back on top. So yeah, you can tell I've done some expanding foam around here, so it'll definitely make it, you know, stronger a little bit. Also, it's just flapping in the wind at the minute. Well, this one isn't, but the rest of them are. And of course, the time rotor down there. I'm going to work on that bottom ridge, but that's the last thing I'm going to do. So, yeah. So anyways, I'll see you in the next day or so. So, yeah. Okay, so day 2, sorry, is the 19th of August. And here we have, so far, the TARDIS is being updated again. So I've put these around all each side. They're being held down with hot glue. I've raised these up onto blocks. They're glued down. And I can unscrew those just to lift these up. The middle is screwed and glued. This can just lift off, which is easy. But yeah, so these will just unscrew and just lift off. This will just unscrew and just lift up as well. But what I'll be doing when I cover these in masking tape and do the squiggly lines, I'll be covering these in brown Sharpie so it doesn't, you know, detract the look around the TARDIS. So, of course, these have been raised, which means I can get away with raising these panels up slightly if I wanted to. But I might just leave it until I get the perspex panels, and I'll see where from there, because I'll probably have to remove this anyways, or one of them. I'll probably have to remove them just for the sake of getting panels in there, which is going to be a bit of a pain. Again, I can unscrew these and get the panels in, which is going to be alright, I guess. So yeah. I wasn't going to wait to get this on until I got the panels, so I thought I'll do these first. I've still got one little thing to do with these. I'm going to use a scrap material. So this is the principle. So what this does is with the cut slots here, it adds a way to give it some flexibility to make that shape, which will keep it there. So, and then what I'll do is I'll make the same, you know, the same height and stuff to go around to make that shelf thing around like so. Obviously with the grooves in that it's going to flex around this as well. And then you've got your side pieces which just go around a little bit. On Tennant's TARDIS, it does go like to about like underneath slightly, and then it like curves around if you look in some pictures. But what I've seen most people do is they go to like that, and then they leave a gap, which is what I might do, which is a little bit more accurate in my opinion. And then as for this, when this is up, this will be covered up as much as possible. But I want to do it where it can just slot on each side. I might have to trim a bit down because I want to be able to do the curvatures around. But yeah, now from putting these on, it makes the TARDIS look beefy and way more bigger than usual. The time rotor's in place, it's not glued down or anything, but I will be putting some sort of system in where it keeps this thing centered, because when I move this thing around, I want to be able to just not worry about this from falling. But when I move it, you know, say out into the corner to get something in, I'll be able to just lift it out the way or something. But I want to put like a thing all the way around on the inside of the here to, you know, add like pegs, and it'll just, you know, stay around it. For the Christmas lights, the white ones are staying in there. They are staying in there. The bottom cheese wheel will be extended out a tiny bit just to make it a little bit more like say that one, or maybe a bit like the top one. I can't obviously put the top one on here because it will just completely crash into there and it won't give me any in the space. So I'm going to extend this out a little bit and I can put my conduit pipe in between like so. But yeah, I'm going to get some LED lights, strip lights around the console, and I'm going to put a hole through the thing like Josh has done on his console. I'll leave a channel in his description so you can check out his TARDIS. It's really amazing. But yeah, and I'm going to put some lights going inside there, and then I'll be leaving the white Christmas lights in there to add the effect of the time rotor movement. Obviously, it's not going to be on a motor. I do have a motor actually. I think it still works, but I'm not going to try it because I won't be able to make this thing go up and down. I won't be able to do that, which is understandable. So instead, I'm going to use the technique as I used before in my last video. I'll even put in a little clip. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, but obviously with the LED lights. But I'll leave the white ones in, and I'll put some strip lights inside there. Because, yeah, it will be a lot easier in my opinion. Although it's going to be a bugger, because I'll be poking more holes in it. But I need to glue this down properly, because now I've got some hot glue sticks. But I've got to be careful, because I've only got a tiny bit left. I've only got like 2 big sticks, and I've got a little stick there. And I've got some in there still, so I'll be working on these. So yeah, it's nearly done as in the way of construction. The only thing I'd have to do then after the construction is buying the panels and getting the parts and wiring parts up. There is already a hole there for my previous attempt of making the console. It did not look exactly like this. It looked far worse than this, and it looked really crap. So I'm glad I've redone this. Anyway, so yeah, there's a hole there for the lights to go through. I'm going to probably put another hole in so I can connect up a battery pack underneath the console like I have on my other console. Obviously, it's not using holes, it's using like the gaps and stuff. I mean, I do have a little bit of gaps, like down here, I could get away with doing, but I'm not going to try. I know with the curvature looking thingy, it's going to leave a little bit of a gap there on the mesh. I'm not really bothered about that, to be honest. I can cover that up with some piping or something. Residue of hot glue is like spider cobwebs. It's weird. But yeah, for those people who want to build the TARDIS and you want an idea of how the rotor looks, there is 5 little weights at the back, but I've only took 3. But if I find some more, I'll probably make some more. Because all I need to do is go 3, 4, and 5 there. Which I probably will be doing to make it a little bit more accurate. But yeah. So, I have been looking at the BioDoctor's TARDIS, WhoTube's TARDIS, aka Josh, and 3Dog Workshop's TARDIS, and also the official TARDIS itself. And yeah. Now here's a quick little did you know fact. I did not know this, but my mate told me this because he already knew. But there was 2 originally 10th Doctor TARDISes. There was an exhibition version and there was the actual version of what David used. Well, the exhibition one was made to look like the 10th Doctor. It isn't 100% accurate. Basically, I'm going to put a photo in here so I can show you what I mean. But basically, it's, the same console, same everything, but it's smaller. So basically, you can go in it and fiddle around with it. But when it came to the 50th anniversary, they've used that TARDIS as the War Doctor's TARDIS. All they did was change the lights colour to white, move the switchboard to the monitor, coloured in the rims to a silver, use the spare corals that I'd lying around for the 11th hour, and use the classic console room, set. And there you go, the War Doctor's TARDIS. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and of course subscribe. Check out my other stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. and hopefully we should have a lot of more progress. And next upload will be the slideshow again. I'm going to try and find some music that isn't, copyrighted. I've been trying, guys. So, yeah. Alonso.